Hi guys. So Masters 25 just released, and in particular, the card that got downshifted in Pauper from Masters 25, Whirling Outburst, is now legal on MTGO. So I'll be running this list through a league. So this is pretty much untested, but I'm curious to see how well it does. So this is a mid-range Goblins list. So it plays a pretty heavy land count. So, usually when you think about Goblins, it's actually fairly close to red deck wins. It plays like, let's say 17 lands, and it plays like a lot of 1-drops. A lot of them have like, 1-mana 2/2s with downside. So this deck is not that deck. This is so this is kind of a mid-range list. So it plays 21 lands, and it even has 2 Boris Garrisons, and it plays a bunch of cycling lands. And it also has 2 Faithless Sleuthings to discard like useless mountains in the late game. And with all the mana, the big addition, I guess, is equipment. So equipment costs a lot of mana to use, but the main idea is that I'm trying to make Whirling Outbursts and Dragon Fathers and Mog War Marshals like into actual 3-for-1s. And basically, to make the tokens matter, you should use you need like some effects to pump them up. So I'm playing 4 Bone Splitters and a Sylphic Lifestaff. So yeah, so that's kind of the plan, which is basically in kind of more grindy matchups, I will be trying to look to transform my like tokens, each one, into a real card, and I'm probably going to be trying to do that through like Bone Splitters and stuff like that. Otherwise, in kind of like more unfair matchups, this deck still hopefully retains a lot of the speed of Goblins. So it still has Foundry Street Denizen. It doesn't play the 1-mana 2/2s that have a downside, but if the opponent's not stopping Foundry Street Denizen, this card hits really hard. This card is like, like if you play a Whirling Outburst, it's a 4/1, and it doesn't take that many hits for a 4/1 to kill the opponent. I also still have a few of the Goblin Slider effects. This is going to help dodge things like Echoing Decay, make combat math hard for opponent. Obviously, for Bushwhackers, this is kind of like the reason why this deck can have like turn 4, I guess even turn 3 kills. But I guess one addition that I have that's not usually seen in Goblins lists is Fanatical Firebrand. So I think this card might be okay because if you have a lot of equipment, like if the opponent misjudges his situation and doesn't leave back any blockers, you play a Fanatical Firebrand and equip it, you can hit it for like 5 damage. And it also has a lot of like utility, like against against like Delver or Tribe, and it can kill creatures, and it even can ping for the last bits of damage. That's a little bit of reach. Similarly, I am playing one more Death Spark. This is another kind of interactive card. I'll need to do some tricks to try to like make sure that it's always live because I play a lot more sorceries than usual, but I think it might be good. And then 4 Lightning Bolts. So yeah, that's kind of the main deck. And for my like I guess 2-for-1 creatures, I have like Mog War Marshal, which is really kind of a 3-for-1. I have 3 Dragon Fodder and then 4 Whirling Outburst. And I have two more Goblin Matrons. These can either be Bushwhackers or Mog War Marshals for more value. I could even chain them, but we'll see if that comes up. Okay. So with the sideboard, I'm playing some stuff I think might be more helpful, kind of in mid-range list. So, Goblin Caves is not really a card you see in normal Goblins either, because I guess a lot of the Goblins are already 2/2s, and you have things like they play a lot more Goblin Slider type effects. So I think something like Goblin Caves is not as necessary. But for me, since I'm trying to transform each individual Goblin into an actual card, Goblin Caves should be quite good. And I kind of want a 3 of this effect, but I think they're pretty bad in multiples, so I'm going to try 1 Impact Tremors. I also have Relic or Progenitus to also help grind. So yeah, so I have a lot more tools in sideboard to kind of like help in grinding matchups. And then other than that, some standard stuff. I didn't want too many Fire Blasts because I think against these are still kind of 1-for-1s. Like they help protect your like 2-for-1s, but by themselves, they're kind of a bit weak. Like you definitely don't want to draw too many of these. So I only have 2. Let's see, more life staff against aggro decks, Gorilla Shaman against midrange and affinity, some flame splashes against various aggro decks, things like that, some electricities and Death Spark. So yeah, I'll be playing this in a league and hopefully it'll go well.